In the last city update, I was working on that mountain in the background, and this week what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by working up here. And one of the reasons I'm going to do that is because when I placed this road on a diagonal, I kind of messed up. And what I mean by that is I needed to move the road over 2 more studs in order for me to be able to place the edge lines like I have over here. And because I already have a lot of plans for this area and the fact that I want to make this a residential area, in order for me to do any of that, I need to get my groundwork set up. So we're going to start by fixing this road. Real quick note with my roads, I used to do everything brick built, but to save on costs, because roads can be very expensive when you're doing brick building. For example, like this parking area is all brick built. It costs a lot of money though, because you have to use larger parts. For example, I use 1x12s and 1x4s to make that parking lot. Because if you use a smaller brick, it tends to cause issues with shrinkage. And by using the new Lego road plates, and I know a lot of people do not like them, this is much, much cheaper. And I already have a huge supply of these because I got them on sale when they first came out for $14 a set. And I bought a ton of them, as you can see. And to make them look more natural, I started building the stripe into the side. And to do that, you're using a brick, a row of white plates, and a row of dark gray plates. And to make sure that the Snot Road side matches up to the official Lego road plate, you'll see that as I pop these up, everything is 1 plate higher. And that is how you get everything to be nice and even like I have there. And here's how it looks without the road plates in place. I do have the plates already located to put the road plates on top of them. And I love doing this because it allows me to be able to run wires underneath the roadway, which gives me the ability to be able to light up my cars anywhere I want them to, with the use of using these modular building connectors that I sell on my website. The road plates are spaced out so that I can place these all down through here. So you can see every time I place one, the next plate is available for me to put the next road plate on top of. And at the end of the road, we just place these nice little ramps. Now let's rough up the rest of the road. Now here's where things get interesting with roads, because I'm going to be putting a parking lot right here against the road. And then I also have this spot where the road comes over and meets this road. So what you have to do in a situation like that, you can see that I have it plated on either side of the opening, but I tile it in on the inside. And the reason I do that, you can see right here anyway, we're going to put that down and then you pop it in place, and then that gives you a nice smooth connection. And then we're going to do the same thing down here, and now everything is smooth. And we can take this parking area, we can push it up and now push it down and lock it into place. And now you can see everything will be nice and smooth once I actually tile in the road anyway. And now this whole area is going to be kind of interesting to do. And I say that because we've got the goofy angle that comes up with the crosswalk area and the sidewalks. And I'm going to be putting in a set over here. The set is a Bricklink set. It was the bowling alley from Bricklink. I believe this was the Series 2. And I've had it sitting here for a while, and I thought, you know what? For a small town, what small town does not have a bowling alley? And to do this, I'm going to be doing some odd things over here. And it's because I have all these crazy angles going on. So I intend on putting this building, which I've shown in a previous city update. This is my barrel factory. That's going to be basically staying right where it's at. So what we're going to do, because we have the loading docks down on this end of the build, we're going to take and basically pave this entire area in between the bowling alley and the barrel factory. Now that I have some of the basics set up, let's get to prep work. And the prep work is lighting. I get these cables from Amazon. They come in a 3-pack. I think it's $9.99 for a 3-pack. And what we're going to do, plug one end into our USB power supply, drill the hole through the table, and now I'm going to fish the USB to 1.25 millimeter plug through that hole to plug into our extension cord. And yes, I do sell these on my website, as well as the extension cables I'm going to be plugging in under the base of all this. This cable here is my plugged Mills connector. And what this does, because it has a splitter in the middle, it allows me to plug my power into here, and then it gives me strategic spots to bring power off and into all my different buildings. So we have that plugged in and a few whips for the buildings, and I plugged in a light down here at the end just to ensure I do have continuity and current running through my circuit. We can start covering all this with plates. With it roughly plated, I want to set the buildings up here just to get a feel. And again, I just want to show you, this is my expansion port that is going to, or I'm going to plug into an expansion port, and this is going to bring power up into the bowling alley. And this little port over here is going to be the one that is going to bring power out to the sidewalks, and it's also going to bring power into this building. Now I quickly want to place the bowling alley where I want it located, and then we're going to work on placing the barrel factory. We can get a good feel for the location of the buildings and make sure that they're going to work well and not interfere with the train tracks. And nothing's hitting, so we should be good. And just to show you something, this set did not come as a building like you see it. What I mean is I have added and made it to where this is modular in the aspect of there is no base plates on the bottom of this. I made this a modular building so that way I could easily place this on a diagonal like I'm doing now. The real work for this area is going to be bringing this little corner together, and then we also have to do the entire sidewalk. Plus we have a lot of plating we have to do back and through here, and I am going to be plating over this area as well, because I can put plates inside of this to hold on plates, and I'm going to make this a diagonal little road behind the building. So now that the fitment looks good, let's start doing some fill work so we can permanently place these two buildings. To start, we're going to make a couple of these street poles. And I'm transitioning from the standard street light to these down here because, like where I live, the only area in town that has the fancy street lights is the actual old downtown area of Main Street. My build table is a disaster, but to make these street lights, you just need one of this part, 5 of this pin, 5 of this connector, 2 of that Technic plate, 1 dished piece, and 1 2x2 tile. Put all these together and connect them to the base. Place the LED in the center stud, cover it with the 2x2 round dish, and then install the second Technic plate and the tile on top. Now you can just slide the wire down on the top of that and then pop this piece on top of the Technic pin. Or if you want to do something fancy like I did, so the wire's totally hidden, I drill a hole through the plate and to the tile that I'm going to be placing it on. I use a 1/8 drill bit and I drill a small hole in the top of the Technic pin so that way I can slide the wire in there and then clip it together. Lights are placed. Now we can start tiling everything over. But real quick, before I move any further, this is where the lights are plugged in, and this is also where I'm coming out to bring power to the building that's going to be here. And then I also ran a cable from here to the other side of the street for that area. And I ran another cable down here for whatever I decide to do on this end. To fill in this corner, I'm going to use a diagonal green piece. And then I have a tile on the end of it. We're going to place this tiled piece here at the end of the road. And that's because it has our ramps to come up and down and across the crosswalk. Now we can tile all the way through here. With everything tiled in, you get a much better feel for the look I'm going for, both with the lights on and even with the lights off. I still need to do something for the sign on this particular build, and the barrel factory still needs lights installed as well, but that is all I have time to do for this week's video, guys. Until next time, we'll see you on Bevins Bricks.